I'm sure she
Yes,
did.
yes.
Belfield Elementary School in Fremont. 11 years ago, that's where My Mouth is a Volcano was inspired.
The book recently adapted into a musical, and next month it will be performed at Belfield. Talk about coming full circle.
All the way back around. And knew we couldn't get too far into 2017 without welcoming Julia
Yes.
Cook back. Good to see you.
Hi, Julia.
How are you?
Good
Good
to see you.
You brought a little friend in.
I've
This
got
is your little
Kirby.
pooch.
Well, Kirby and your dogs are ambassadors for these books, and so you bring them on the morning blend. Look at sweet Kirby's already out. She had a big night last night traveling.
Flew in last
She
night about
did.
2 in the
Yes.
morning. So.
Well, you were in Austin yesterday, and you're traveling, honestly, all over the world the next few months. But let's start with My Mouth is a Volcano.
Okay.
Describe the story. Before we get to what's new, set up the
That's
story.
been around for a while, and I appreciate this book. And after I read this a number of years ago, I've always thought about this.
Well, you know, words pop into my head and slide onto my tongue, then my tummy starts to rumble, and then it starts to grumble. Words begin to wiggle, and then they do the jiggle. Then my tongue pushes all my words into my teeth, and I erupt.
Yeah.
You know, words just
can't
explode
stop.
out. Yeah.
So they're basically they're interrupting people.
And the thing is, you can tell a kid, hey, you're interrupting, and they don't get it. But if you say, hey, your mouth is being a volcano, then all of a sudden it clicks.
Yeah.
And they, oh yeah. And so all kids like volcanoes. So that was the premise of the book. And a company called Stars Within Reach bought the playwright and is going to perform that as a musical around the country, starting in February through May. And then they've had a pretty good interest for that book, and so they're extending it to next year. So schools can book that with Stars Within Reach for next year.
Including Belfield.
Yeah, Belfield is
How
kind of
cool. What is it like for you now, 11 years later, to feel like this book is a musical and it's going to the same school that inspired it?
It's like I can't believe it, because it's a different set of kids, but some of the teachers are still there. But to see it come full circle, and then they're going to come in and perform it there, and that's where it started.
That's
And
awesome.
it's
Have you
just-
seen the musical, or have you
No.
just read it, or have you heard any music?
Just talk to the people, and excited to do it, and yeah, I'm really excited.
The book has done really well
It
at
has.
Amazon, for example, where it's constantly hitting these rankings, right?
It was 46 overall of all books on Amazon, adult, kid, cook, everything.
That's
and
awesome.
that's kind of unheard of.
Well, you look at the reviews on there. I think there's over like 500-600 reviews, and you're at,
Everybody has a kid that interrupts, Mike, you know?
They do.
Or a
an adult.
co-host, which is
Or
why he
friends.
nudged me as you were talking about the problem of interrupting. He's got his knee sort of like, yeah,
Well,
Mary.
I was doing my hair one morning in a hotel, and I think it was Good Morning Dallas or something, and I was listening and someone said, well, I'm having a problem with my kids. Well, your mouth is a volcano, so, and I dropped my curling iron. I was like, oh my gosh, did she just say that? So
Right.
that phrase is kind of, pertinent.
You're going to Alaska.
I am.
Right, coming up soon. I mean, you got all kinds of stuff. You got Canada.
In
right?
February, how
Okay.
fun.
Right, that's okay. But you're Alaska, Canada. You're going to
Beijing, China.
Beijing, China, right? So what do you do on these trips?
I talk to teachers, I talk to parents, and most importantly, I talk to kids about how to become better problem solvers. So if you read the book and do what the kid in the book does, you become the problem solver. So more technologically advanced our kids get, the less people skills they develop, and so these books just kind of hit a niche.
Boy, you just hit a nerve for a lot of parents who feel like they need to break through. They want their kids to have the advantages of those devices, but not sacrifice their own development. She sold over 2 million books, translated into 11 languages now. It is incredible. We've got several titles here, Julie. So for our viewers who maybe they like the idea of My Mouth is a Volcano, but they're looking for help with some other things, take us on a quick tour of the books you brought in here.
Well, The Judgment
You wanna
of
do that one?
Flower.
Yeah.
This one is about how to talk to kids about differences and accepting differences. And if we can't figure out how to work as people, the number one thing that will put your child to the top of the dog pile is, can I work well with other people? Forbes magazine, that's the number one thing they look for when they hire a kid. And you want your kid to be employable when they grow up, so they don't live in your basement when they're 30. No matter how capable they are, but can they work with other people? Can they accept other people? Especially in our world right now, the grown-ups give way too many put-downs, and this is kind of a way to breach that bridge of misunderstanding, and I'm really proud of that book. It's kind of my heart on paper.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, let's start on the
That
left
rule
side
doesn't
then.
apply to me, because sometimes there's just too many rules, and then the kid finds out that without rules life would stink, because if everybody could do whatever they wanted, then there would be total chaos.
And then moving down, we have My Mouth is a Volcano. We
Yep.
talked about that, but in front of that, you've got
I've
your,
got a
your book on
CD with all the RJ books on audio, me reading to them.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to shove it in your car CD player, and
That's fun.
which the CDs are almost outdated, but
Winners don't whine.
whiners don't win. Kids have to be. They want to win. They always want to win, and sometimes they have to realize that, you know, if you don't win, you can get better. But if you win all the time, you're done. We want to raise kids that are confident but not cocky. Okay.
Well, I was
Because when
talking
you're-
about this. We were talking on commercial break. I know some, well, my 6-year-old.
I know someone.
I don't want to call him out, and he's not watching, but he thinks he's very good at everything right now.
That's great because he has a great confidence, but you want him confident, but if they're cocky, then they're done learning. And so you want to say, you know, when he says, I'm the best at this, yeah, but let's see how great you can be. It's kind of a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. To say I'm really good at something, that's a fixed mindset.
You've got over
And you
80
want
books.
your-
There's something out there for every parent, every
Yeah.
child. JuliaCookOnline.com. Mention the Morning Blend when you order online, and you get free shipping.
Julia, safe travels.
Thank you.
Over the next few months.
Thank
and
you
we
very
look forward
much.
to seeing you again soon.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thank
Good to see you,
you.
Julia. Thanks a lot for
Thank you.
coming in.
Bye-bye.
Ever wonder about your water?